Welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right in because today we are turning complex DMV bureaucracy into your personal roadmap for easier access and mobility. I am so glad you're here because we've got some incredibly empowering information to cover. Imagine navigating the hustle and bustle of city life with ease, effortlessly accessing convenient parking spots that transform your travel experience. If you or a loved one need a disabled parking placard in Colorado, this is your ultimate guide to unlocking that freedom. We're going to walk through this entire process together, ditching the guesswork and the stress so you can just get back to focusing on your day-to-day life. Okay, let's quickly review our agenda. We're covering the key to parking freedom, who qualifies in Colorado, the types of Colorado placards available, medical certification and the application itself, rules, perks, and resources, and finally, a quick recap with your actionable steps. Section 1. The key to parking freedom. So why is this so absolutely crucial? Well, the simple placard significantly reduces physical strain. It literally changes how you navigate public spaces. We're not just talking about snagging a premium parking spot. We're talking about real accessibility, safety, and conserving your energy. Having a placard means you get to park in specially marked reserved spaces, including the ones displaying the international symbol of access. This drastically cuts down the distance you have to walk just to get into a grocery store or a doctor's office. It turns what could be an exhausting, painful trip into a totally manageable one. Plus, and this is a fantastic detail, if you're a caregiver for someone with severe limitations, the state actually allows you to submit the necessary forms on their behalf. It is all designed to make life a little bit easier and far more accessible. Section 2. Who qualifies in Colorado? You might be wondering, do I even qualify? Well, the state of Colorado officially recognizes a surprisingly wide range of medical conditions. Basically, if you meet just one of their physiological standards, you're eligible. For general mobility, it means you physically cannot walk 200 feet without needing to stop and rest. Assisted mobility covers anyone who relies on a brace, cane, crutch, or wheelchair. But remember, it's not just visible physical limitations. It includes chronic internal conditions too, like severe respiratory issues, specifically having an FEV1 of less than 1 liter, or needing portable oxygen. Cardiac conditions classified as Class 3 or IV by the American Heart Association qualify as well, right alongside severe arthritic, neurological, or orthopedic conditions. You don't need to check every single box. Just one formally verified condition is your key to eligibility. Section 3. Types of Colorado placards. Now, this program is definitely not a one-size-fits-all system. Colorado actually offers a multi-tiered setup based on exactly what you need. The permanent blue placard is for lifelong conditions, and it's valid for 3 years. And the best part? For your first 2 renewals at years 3 and 6, you can just self-certify by mail or online, no new doctor's note needed. Then you've got the extended blue placard, good for up to 30 months for conditions that aren't expected to change soon. On the flip side, if you're bouncing back from a surgery or an injury, you might just need a temporary red placard, which is also less than 30 months, or a short-term red placard, valid for 90 days, which you can renew one time. And then there's a very special category, the remuneration-exempt purple placard. This purple placard is an absolute hidden gem. If your disability severely limits fine motor control in both hands, or it restricts your ability to reach 48 inches from the ground, this placard lets you park at public meters completely for free. Think about it. If you use a wheelchair, trying to navigate a sidewalk just to pump coins or swipe a card at a standard parking meter can be virtually impossible. So if your clinical assessment verifies this specific limitation, Colorado grants you this purple placard as a fantastic, highly practical accommodation. Section 4. Medical certification and application. All right, let's talk paperwork. You're going to need the official Persons with Disabilities Parking Privileges application, which is Form DR 2029. It sounds like intimidating government paperwork, but I promise it's really straightforward. You just fill out your personal info at the top, and your authorized medical professional fills out the bottom. And here's the absolute best part. The placards themselves are entirely free. You don't have to pay the state a single dime for the hanging tag. Those standard fees do apply if you opt for physical license plates instead. But here's the catch. You cannot self-diagnose for this program. You absolutely must have an authorized professional verify your condition in writing on that DR 2119 form. Colorado is very specific about who can do this. Licensed physicians, commissioned medical officers, advanced practice nurses, physician assistants, and podiatrists. Oh, and one very important exception to keep in mind. If you are only applying for that short-term 90-day red placard, you can actually use a chiropractor or a physical therapist. For anything longer than 90 days, you'll need one of the other medical pros. Your doctor is going to follow a very strict set of instructions printed right on the form itself. The state requires them to provide their active medical license number and formally sign off, which really ensures the absolute integrity of the program. They have to specifically check the exact box matching your condition, whether that's a respiratory threshold, a cardiac classification, or a mobility limitation.
Section 5. Rules, Perks, and Resources.
Okay, so getting the placard is really just a simple 4-step process. First, fill out your personal info on the DER 2021. Second, get that all-important signature from your medical provider. Third, submit it. You've got some amazingly flexible options here. You can mail it in, do it online at mydmvcolorado.gov, or just walk right into a local county motor vehicle office. Fourth, present a secure and verifiable ID. And honestly, going in person is super easy. Offices like Boulder County don't even require appointments for this. They prioritize walk-ins, meaning you can often walk out with your placard on the exact same day. Now, having this placard is awesome, but you've got to follow the rules. It has to be hung on your rearview mirror or clearly placed on the dashboard where law enforcement can see it. But, and this is a massive safety rule, you absolutely must remove the placard before you actually drive the vehicle so it doesn't obstruct your vision. Also, remember the placard is issued to you, the person, not the car itself. The authorized holder has to be present in the vehicle when it's being used. The state caps it at a maximum of 2 placards or plates per person. And please do not let friends or family borrow it to get a good parking spot. The penalties are intense, up to $5,000 in fines, community service, and even incarceration for illegal use. The state takes this clinical integrity incredibly seriously on the provider side too. Any medical provider who knowingly makes false statements to help someone obtain a placard faces massive fines, up to $500,000, and a Class 4 felony. It's a huge deal. But this rigorous oversight ensures that these crucial parking spaces stay open for the people who truly, genuinely need them. Before we wrap up, I have to share this phenomenal additional resource offered by the Colorado DMV, the DR 2215 Voluntary Disability Disclosure Form. If you have a non-apparent disability that affects communication, like a cognitive need, neurological diversity, or a mental health disorder, you can voluntarily add a discrete identifier to your driver's license, ID, or vehicle registration. During a high-stress emergency or traffic stop, this tells first responders exactly what's going on so they can communicate appropriately. It is quite literally a life-saving tool. You just get your medical provider to sign it, and it's securely added to your file. Section 6, Recap and Actionable Steps. So let's bring it all together. Step 1, determine your eligibility based on the state criteria we just walked through. Step 2, go online and download Form DR 2219 and the DR 2215 if you'd like that communication disclosure too. Step 3, schedule that evaluation with your healthcare provider. You can even use secure telehealth services that specialize in DMV evaluations if you want to skip the waiting room entirely. And Step 4, submit your completed paperwork to the Colorado DMV to officially unlock your parking freedom. Are you ready to reclaim your mobility, bypass those long, painful walks, and completely transform your travel experience? Think about how much easier that next trip to the store, a crowded downtown event, or a doctor's appointment is going to be when you finally have this placard in your hands. The bureaucratic hurdles are minimal, the application is totally free, and the everyday benefits to your physical comfort are truly life-changing. The information provided in this explainer is intended for educational purposes and may be subject to change. Always check the latest guidelines from official Colorado DMV sources or consult legal professionals for personalized assistance. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Stay informed, take action, and reclaim your ease of travel.